Hello, I'm Tiffany.
Hi, I'm Jonathan.
Nice to meet you. You just want to have a seat there. Alright. So I am the social worker at this youth program here. I just wanted to start by saying thank you for coming. I know it can be a little bit hard to come and reach out for help, so I give you all the credit in the world for making it here today. I just wanted to include you in on a conversation I actually had with your mom about confidentiality. Do you know what confidentiality means?
Doesn't it mean that you're just not going to tell people?
Yeah, pretty much. So if you say something to me, it will stay between us. Everything that you mention, discuss, or talk about is just going to be between you and I. There are exceptions to that confidentiality. So if you threaten to hurt yourself, an elder, a child, somebody else, I do have a duty to report. Also, if your files get subpoenaed, my case notes get subpoenaed by a judge, I will have to provide those. And that just means if you get involved with the law and there's a court date set, they may require some information from me. I will keep them as bare as possible to try to keep it as indescribable to you. Do you have any questions? Awesome. So let's get started. Do you want to tell me a little bit about yourself, why you're here?
We just had a big move from the East Coast, and I guess it's just been hard trying to make friends here just because everything's so new. Back in the East Coast, I was like so close with my friend, and now it's just hard because, you know, he's not here, and I don't know, everything's just new.
Sounds like you've had a lot of changes happen in the last year. It sounds like that'd be really hard for you.
Yeah. My brother's still back in the East Coast too, so it's like when I'm home, I'm by myself because both my parents work till late, and then when I'm at school, I just don't have any friends, so I just feel so alone all the time.
Do you still talk to your brother, like on the phone, or do you text him or video chat him?
Every once in a while, but he's really busy because he's in grade 12, so he's just got a lot going on.
It must be hard to have somebody so close to you just kind of gone like that, eh?
Yeah.
It must be hard. Right. So tell me about your best friend in the East Coast. How long have you guys known each other?
We pretty much grew up together, you know, and it's just like, I don't know, we used to play sports a lot and hang out. Even just after school, he'd come over and play video games or whatever, but now I'm just me, so.
Sounds like you two were really close. Those friendships are always really nice to have when you can depend on somebody. Do you feel like you have any supports out here? One person maybe you can depend on or talk to?
I don't know. Everything's just so new.
Yeah.
So maybe with time I'll find somebody, but it's just, I don't know. Sometimes I still write letters back to my friend, but it's not the same.
Yeah, I can understand that. It can be hard to lose a friend like that and be put into a brand new situation with no friends. It's stressful, at least. I noticed that you mentioned you and your friend used to play sports. Do you want to tell me a little bit more about what sports you used to play, your favorites?
We used to play soccer a lot. A little bit of baseball.
Two very good sports. Have you tried any of those sports while you've been out here? Maybe at school or like an outside team?
No. Not really. We played indoor soccer a little bit in school, but it's just not the same.
Right.
Because everybody has their cliques and I'm just there.
Yeah, it can be hard to kind of involve yourself into a clique that's almost already formed, especially at 13 years old. It's a tricky spot to be in. So what made your old friend a good friend? How did you guys become friends? What was the instigation between that?
We've just always been in the same environment together since like kindergarten. We've been in the same class and had the same interests, and I don't know, our parents were good friends too, so
Right. So it was pretty much like you guys were inseparable. Wow, that's a great relationship to have. And you mentioned that you felt you weren't doing as well in school. Do you want to tell me a little bit about that? Has it just been since you moved? Have your grades gone down quite a bit, or do you just have difficulties concentrating?
I guess at my old school, I was like one of the smarter kids. And then here, everything's just so different, and the people are different, and the teachers don't teach the same, so I'm just having a hard time getting over that and having a hard time concentrating with that.
Absolutely. I can't imagine how hard it must be to go into school in a totally different province, different curriculums and teachers and levels of all that stuff. Would you be interested in possibly getting a tutor, like if we were to look at tutors to help, or is it more just your friends is what the main focus kind of is right now?
I mean, we could look into a tutor, but I think that I just need people first, you know?
Absolutely, of course. We all need that support group if we want to go anywhere, right?
Yeah.
Okay. How about we do some looking into school teams? I know it can be a little bit, nerve-wracking joining a team for the first time, but the school teams at your school are really, really good, and the kids are really caring and compassionate. With that being said, if you don't like it after a day or two, you can always come on out and we can always try something else. There's no shame in trying a bunch of different things to try to get you into, a routine, meet some people, because it can be really hard, especially with COVID just happening and all the isolation. And
yeah,
it's good to have, people you can rely on, especially when you're young like this.
Do you think there's any programs around here, like out of school programs, or maybe just?
Yeah, actually, I know up on the base they actually do a kids club once a week. I believe it's I will have to double check, I believe it's from 11 to 18. They kind of changed around every single week. They do Nerf gun wars, they do reading clubs, cooking classes, stuff like that, which is a really good way to meet people. With people coming in and out of the base all the time, there's always new families, always new kids that may feel exactly how you're feeling right now. So if you go and you want to enroll in some of those classes, I can help you do that. And you might actually have really good luck, finding somebody that's in the same situation that you are, and you guys can kind of form a friendship together. Is that something you'd be interested in?
Yeah, for sure.
We can look into that then.
That's one thing that I've noticed is like, there's always a lot of people moving here, but it seems like they get along with people more than I do.
It can be hard. Sometimes if you pick out the similarities you have in other people, it can help as well. Picking out foods that you guys like to go eat together, sports to play together, crafts to do together. But I think the idea on the base is a really good idea. They also do sports teams. They have a gym, they do clubs, they have swimming clubs. Also volunteering would also probably be a very good idea for you too. It kind of gets you out there and lets you experience a little bit of Cold Lake with a group beside you.
Do you think there's any programs in the winter, just because like, can't really play soccer or baseball right now?
Do you play any winter sports? Do you like hockey, snowboarding, skating?
I like snowboarding, but do you guys have anything here for that?
We do, actually. We have a ski hill down the road here that's actually hiring this year for instructors, for skiers and snowboard instructors. So if you are good at either and you have your level 1 or 2, that might be a really good option for you for the winter, something to kind of keep you busy, keep you out of the house when your parents aren't there, meet some people.
That's cool.
We can look into that as well if you'd like. I believe they also do summer jobs, so once the winter's done, you can kind of transition into something summer. If you're interested in that, make some money, spoil yourself a little bit. So why don't you tell me a little bit more about what life was like in the East Coast, what your favorite things to do, what your day-to-day schedule kind of looked like.
The East Coast was awesome, actually. It was like there's always something to do, and just like go to school, and school was easy for me because it was different than from here, and I'd go home with my friend, or he'd come to my house and we would just like eat snacks and play video games or go outside and play soccer or anything. So it's just, I don't know, everything's so different. And then like the weather's changed too here, so it's just
much colder, I'm sure, out here than it is in the East Coast.
Yeah.
I can definitely see that one. That is a big one. A lot of people tend to struggle with the cold here, so you're not alone with that one.
Yeah. I don't know. It'll be better once I actually get better at stuff and maybe join soccer team or something. But
yeah, we'll get you into some teams for sure. And again, if you don't like it or there is something else that you want to try, we can definitely get you into that. There's pretty much a club for everything here, just depending on the season. And then if you don't have equipment to do some of the sports, like snowboarding or hockey, you can also rent them from the JJ Park Sports Complex, which is an option there. So what would you like to achieve out of our sessions together?
I guess just good ways of meeting people, and we've already started talking about that, but just, I don't know, checking in on how that's going.
Okay. So if you want, we can help kind of develop some positive interactions that we can aim to have with people, setting a good example, making a good first impression to help you kind of feel like, you're not at the end of the list there when you meet somebody and they're just going to hop off.
I guess the hard part for me is just like my old friend and I grew up together, so there was never really a first impression that had to be made.
Right.
So I don't know how to do it.
Absolutely. It can be hard and it's intimidating, right? Because you never know how somebody's going to react to what you say. But not everybody is meant to be friends with everybody, and that's okay too. Sometimes two people just don't mesh. And it's not that it's a problem, and it's not that either person are bad, it's just that sometimes you guys don't fit. But that doesn't mean to stop trying either, right? You will be able to make friends. It's just a difficult time with everything that's going on, right? You won't feel like this forever. So we'll get you into some sports teams, okay? We'll get you into some programs, after school programs, to try to help alleviate some of the loneliness from your parents at work. Would you like to maybe try calling your brother a little bit more frequently, or maybe talking to him about, how you're feeling? Would he be a good person to be able to talk to about stuff like that, or?
I don't know. Maybe. It just felt like he's kind of moved on with his life, and same with my old friend. Like, I'll send him letters about me struggling to make friends, and he's already got a whole community of people. So
it sounds like almost like you have feelings of displacement, like you've been replaced almost, which is, I just want to clarify, is totally normal in these situations. You are the person that made the big move. They still have their family and friends and where they grew up and all their resources. You're pretty much starting over. And that's a really big task for somebody, especially somebody who's 13. So it's okay if it doesn't happen automatically. What's important is that you keep trying to make friends and include yourself, because you deserve to have friends and be happy and do well in school. Okay?
next week.
Alright. So next week, what would you like to have done beforehand? So did you want to set a goal maybe to have accomplished by next week, or something that we could just work towards?
I guess for next week, I have a quiz coming up, and I failed the last one I had. So I need to study better and just get over not having friends for right now, I guess.
Well, what did you get on your last quiz?
I got a 34.
Okay, as long as you can do better than 34, you're already ahead of how you were last week, right? Do you think that's manageable?
Yeah, I think so.
I think you can do it. Okay. So next week, I want you to come back in, tell me what you got on your test. If it's worse, we can work on it. If it's better, you're doing great. You're doing great either way.